After taking Monday to celebrate Memorial Day, we're back rocking and rolling right here on a Wednesday hump day. Hottest show on the streets. We're giving you your Alabama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Happy to have all of you guys in here on this evening. As always, we bring you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham. We stream this to you via YouTube. And speaking of the channel, you know what time it is. You hit that subscribe button. You smash subscribe right now. Get every friend, every family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football to subscribe as well. Be sure to also share the show to everybody that you know on every platform, social media platform. Share the show out there to everybody that you know come in contact with, because if you're feeling the content, guess what? They will also. Don't forget to tap that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Give us a like on the show right there. Appreciate that. Make this your show, your network spot for Talk Bama football. Trying to get this thing 50 likes out the gate here. Starting the show. All donations, super chats, welcome and appreciated. My man Jimmy the Bad Man Clay getting us started off correctly with $41 in the super chat. Appreciate Jimmy Clay helping us out right there. Our daily super chat goal $100. Daily super chat goal $100 right there. Also, for those of you wanting to help us out and grow this and be a part of this, check out our message board. It's on the site right now, touchdownalabama.com, message board on the site. Get into every topic that you want to talk about, anything you want to discuss, you want to bring to the table in terms of Bama football. You check out our message board, that link right there in the description. Definitely check out the message board right there. But John, we're going to get into topic number one. Before we get into topic number one, we want to hear from you tonight, the Bama fans. And you can do this by calling 205-448-1358. The number to call in. Let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. That is the number right there. But now, John, we're getting into topic number one here of the conversation for the show, and that being everybody is here now for Alabama football. All of the summer enrollees, they are here in terms of freshmen, transfer players. They all got in between Sunday, over the weekend, and Monday, that being Memorial Day, that they're all here. So now we're going to get a chance to see how many of these summer guys can get on the field and create some type of impact here for this team. And starting off, you bring in Richard Young, the other five-star running back, young man from Florida, who joins Justice Haynes. Haynes, who had the whole spring to really wow and impress people. Young man from Georgia, five-star on his own credit. Now you have Richard Young, who was dominant at Lehigh High School over there in Florida. A guy that brings a lot of speed, power, vision, catching the ball at the backfield ability, kind of a bruiser type of back. You add him into this backfield, and just the major question is, how much noise can he make in summer workouts? How much noise can he make in fall camp? How much can he create to get him opportunities to be on the field consistently here for this Alabama football team? So you have Richard Young in here right now. Another two freshmen you got in here are two outside linebackers / defensive ends. They can play both positions. They can rush with the hand and the dirt coming out for the quarterback, or they could be a traditional stand-up Jack or Sam linebacker coming out for the quarterback, and that being Keon Keeley and Yonsei Pierre. So you got Yonsei Pierre and Keon Keeley both in here. What's interesting for these two what's interesting is, how quickly can these two have an impact at outside linebacker, due to right after Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell, everything's wide open. Yes, you have Keanu Colt Yes, you have Jeremiah Alexander. Yes, you have Quandarius Robinson, and all of those guys have experience within the system. But Keon Keeley, cut from a different cloth, patterns a lot of his game after one Will Anderson, and we'll get to that even more so here in a minute. And then you got Yonsei Pierre, who is the cousin of Courtney Upshaw. Remember Courtney Upshaw, former All-American linebacker for Alabama, former two-time national champion, a guy that played at Eufaula High School and made a lot of things shake out there. Yonsei has made a lot of things shake at Eufaula High School, and now he is at the University of Alabama hoping to continue that legacy that his cousin Courtney had here in terms of the program. So you have two guys that bring a lot of talent, a lot of ability, a lot of tools here, but how quickly can they get onto the field in terms of being freshmen? And then you've got your transfer guys. You have your two defensive backs, Jalen Key and Trey Amos. Both of these two in the secondary. Saban bringing bodies in here. Trey Amos, we've mentioned this, 6'1", 197 pounds from Louisiana Lafayette. A guy that's got 60 career tackles, 13 career pass breakups, of course, 8 last season, the team high for him with the Raging Cajuns. 1 interception, a forced fumble, very rangy, athletic corner, a guy that, if anybody has a slight struggle as a boundary corner this season, you can plug Trey Amos right in there, see what he can bring to the table. As far as Jalen Key is concerned, 6'2", 210 pounds from Tallahassee, Florida. So he brings ideal size there. Played in 44 career games. This past season was his breakout year, 60 tackles, 4.5 of those for loss, 3 interceptions. I understand he was just, honorable mention for All-Conference USA coming out of UAB, but the man does have talent. He does have ability. The question for him is, can he beat out, a Malachi Moore? Can he beat out a Caleb Downs? Can he beat out, guys like Christian Story? Can he beat out Jake Pope? Can he beat out a Devontae Smith? These guys that are ahead of him and understand the culture, the playbook, and the system when it comes down to, Alabama football. So for Jalen Key, it's going to be how much can he do early on, summer workouts, fall camp, to really sort of make a name for himself. But both of these two are in here where this defensive backfield is concerned. And then last but not least, at quarterback, you got Tyler Buckner. And the big thing for him, how fast can he adjust to the culture, to the vibe, and the learning curve in Tuscaloosa? Like Dorothy said, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. Tyler Buckner, you're not in Notre Dame anymore. You're at the University of Alabama, where the expectation from the fans, it's more. The expectation from the coaching staff, more. The expectation from teammates, more. The expectation that you have to have of yourself to a certain extent is also more, because you're trying to put a team in the right situation to compete for a national championship and win that national championship. Now for Buckner, I've mentioned this throughout May thus far, he's got the most experience of anybody in the quarterback room in terms of playing, starting in college football, 13 games of experience under his belt coming in from the Fighting Irish. But how quickly can Buckner adjust? He can make that adjustment. It could be very, very intriguing here. But the good news, people, all of the freshmen and the transfers are here. Summer enrollees in the building. Now we're going to get the opportunity to see which one of these guys can make the biggest impact when you look at this year's team in the fall. We're going to take our first break here, folks, on the show on Touch That Dial. Just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines to grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. What do you think about the summer enrollees, the transfers? If you have a thought, if you have an idea, if you want to start a conversation, get right to the message board. Jump right to that message board. Start the conversation off. That link right there in the description for those of you wanting to be a part here of the message board. We'll get to your phone calls right after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, folks, we're back rocking and rolling into the action from the break on a Wednesday, hump day, hottest show on the streets, number one form for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Got my man John Ivory here in the production studio. We appreciate the man Jimmy Clay, of whom by himself has hit that daily Super Chat goal of $100. Daily Super Chat goal right there, with Jimmy dropping in $21, $34, and he came back once more with $29, representing every softball number he's talking about there. Jimmy Clay, very big supporter here of Alabama softball team 27, who has made it to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. So looking forward to watching Montana Fouts, Jayla Torrance, Ashley Prangy, Allie Shipman, all the girls. Looking forward to seeing what these ladies do here in the Women's College World Series. They had to fight, scrap, claw their way to get here. So looking forward to seeing what they do. Also, folks, we have a message board here, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. The message board, if you have any thoughts, conversations that you want to get involved in, you want to be a part of, you want to crank up and start up, be a part of the message board. The link there is in the description for those of you wanting to jump in there and get that conversation going. Appreciate you guys taking full advantage there of the message board there. But 205-448-1358, the number to call to let your voice be known here on the show. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358, as you guys are continuing to get your thoughts to call into the show here. Let's see here, summer camp dates. Good question. Now, a lot of the guys will be doing workouts in 7-on-7, 11-on-11 type things. I guess from early mid-June through July. I mean, normally Saban doesn't get there till August 1 to start fall camp, but a lot of these guys, the players, the assistant coaches, strength and conditioning staff, they handle a lot of the summer stuff. Saban just kind of gives those guys the keys and says, hey, y'all take care of that. Y'all run that, y'all do that. And then Saban, of course, he returns in August to crank up with fall camp. So the summer dates, definitely early, mid-June throughout July. The guys will be working on different workouts to get their body stronger, their health in the right way. There'll be different fourth quarter things, I guess, for the summer. And then, the wide receivers, quarterbacks, DBs, they'll go out there, they'll work on some 7-on-7 stuff, some 11-on-11 stuff, just getting the timing down. What's cool so far this summer, and I don't know if you've seen this, John, but there have been several photos on Instagram of players going fishing together, players going hunting together, so that team bonding, team chemistry is right there. I mean, I saw an Instagram post of, I think it was J.C. Latham, Earl Little, and Anquin Barnes going hunting, going fishing. There was a picture of Earl Little doing some barbecue, and one of the teammates was like, I got to get a piece of that, I got to get some of that. So you're starting to see a lot of this team bonding. You're starting to see a lot of this team chemistry, which is what you want. You want the guys hanging out together. You want the guys bonding together. You want the guys being around each other, understanding that, hey, if we're rocking with each other off the field and on the field, that close tightness or close knitness, if that's even a word, it's going to be something very, very special to behold and see. But going to a cool call topic here. Speaking of, freshman guys that got here in the summer, there is one in particular that's trying to step his feet into the shoes of a Crimson Tide legend, that being Keon Keeley. He shared on his Instagram, he will wear number 31, which is Will Anderson's old number. He will step into the shoes of one Will Anderson. Now, Anderson was really happy when Alabama was able to land Keeley for this recent 2023 recruiting cycle. But will Keeley be able to handle step into the shoes of somebody who finished their career 34.5 sacks, second to only Derek Thomas, 62 tackles for loss, somebody who was a two-time Bronco Nagurski Award winner, two-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year, two-time unanimous first-team All-American selection, Chuck Bednarik Award winner, Rotary Lombardi Award winner. Two-time team captain. Can Keon Keeley fill those shoes? We'll see. The physical build, the physical makeup is there. The potential is there. But we will see if Keon Keeley can be able to fill these shoes left behind here by the Terminator, Will Anderson. But we go to our break right here, folks. Don't touch that dial, because upon our return, we dive into something interesting that happened during the SEC coaches meetings in Destin, Florida. Kirby Smart finally gave some in-depth insight on does he really feel that Georgia has surpassed Alabama in terms of being the new standard in college football. We'll talk about it after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're rocking and rolling, hitting you back to the action on the hottest show in these streets. We're talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Appreciate you guys. Continue tapping the like button, giving us that thumbs up here on the show, hitting that subscribe button as well, sharing the show around. Make this your platform here for all things Bama football. We appreciate that. All donations welcome and appreciated as well. We do have a message board here, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Got the message board for all of you wanting to be a part of that, getting the conversation going, ideas going, thoughts going, talking your Crimson Tide. We encourage you, hop in the message board. Get a conversation, a dialogue going. The link is in the description. Once again, this is for all of you who want to help us grow this thing, build this thing, build the message board. Definitely hop in there. Check out that message board, link there in the description. But we get into now, John, this part of the conversation that is SEC coaches spring meetings down there in Destin, Florida. It wasn't like last year. Last year we had the Jimbo Fisher, Nick Saban beef in regards to recruiting the 2022 recruiting class and NIL. Last year we also had the fan that tried to bribe Nick Saban with $5,000 to retire, something like that. So we didn't have that, this year. So it was a little bit more, I guess, slightly boring than what it was last year. But there were some good things. Among the things that were talked about, going to a 9-game conference schedule. Saban has always been kind of a component for that. So that was up for discussion. As always, NIL is up for discussion, trying to find ways to make it better and put more parameters around that thing. And, Saban even saying that college football probably needs to adapt the NFL model in terms of paying players. But I thought the biggest thing was Kirby Smart of Georgia took the podium. And the main thing that's been discussed all offseason has Georgia surpassed Alabama as the new standard in college football? Georgia fans feel like they have. National media feels like it has. A lot of people having this conversation that Georgia has definitely surpassed Alabama, especially when you live in a what have you done for me lately type of culture and type of feel. But when Kirby was directed the question point blank, do you feel like your program has surpassed Coach Saban and what he's done at the University of Alabama? He provided some intriguing insight. He basically said, look, I'm not comparing my program to Coach Saban. Like, we do what we do here. They do what they do there. We base what we do off our performance. I got nothing but respect for Coach Saban and his program, but I'm not comparing my program to his. That's how Kirby answered the question. And handled that in a very smart way, did not take the bait there, did Kirby? Because, 1-4 in head-to-head matchups against Coach Saban. Knows that. He understands that, though he is a 2-time defending national champion. Kirby Smart also knows I'm not trying to give Saban any type of ammunition that he can be even more so motivated than what he already is to enter the coming fall. Saban's already motivated as it is. The last 2 years, no national championship. The last 2 years, you have not been as physically dominant or as disciplined as you would like to be. The last 2 years, you did not have the opponents in fear of you, and you're trying to get all of those aspects back to your side of the coin here. So Kirby Smart answering that question correctly, appropriately, not taking the bait on that topic there. So, which kind of leads me to this. Do we get a round 3? Do we get a part 3 of Alabama-Georgia national championship? Do we get Alabama-Georgia SEC championship this year? Do we see that? Do we get that? I know if Georgia lost a lot there to the NFL draft on defense, you got to retool that back. For Alabama, defensively, you're figuring out who your 2 inside linebackers are going to be. Everything else looks like it may be in flow, looks like it may be in shape. I feel like the quarterback position will solve itself out. I'm not as nervous, scared, overly concerned as some may be. But do you get a round 3 of Alabama and Georgia for a national championship? Or do you get another round of Alabama-Georgia for an SEC title? This is interesting. This is really interesting. Especially after, hearing Kirby Smart not comparing Georgia to Alabama. Kirby Smart, we do what we do over here. Have total respect for Coach Saban and what they do over there in Tuscaloosa. But very interesting SEC coaches meetings down there in Destin, Florida. But we're taking another break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we jump back to the phone lines to engage you, the Alabama football fans. What did you think of Kirby's comments from the SEC coaches meetings? What did you think of anything Coach Saban said from these meetings? You got thoughts, you got questions, you got ideas. Definitely hop in that message board Link in the description. Get a conversation going. Get a dialogue going. Definitely want to hear from you, and we want to hear from you also after this.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Marvin Constant, All-SEC linebacker and 1999 SEC champion. You are listening to In My Own Words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back at it here to the action of a number one ticket for all things Bama football news. In my own word, yours truly, Stephen Smith here of TDA. Got my man John Ivory in the production studio. Everybody continue hitting that like button. Give us that thumbs up right here on the show. Tapping the like button. Hitting that like button right there. We appreciate that support here from you. We're at 52 likes. We're going for 75. So continue tapping that like button, giving us that thumbs up, showing us your support here on the show. Also continue to hit that subscribe button as well. Share the show around. Make this your show, your spot, hear your conversation for all things Tide football. Also, we got message board right here for those of you who want to be a part of the message board, building it, growing it, starting the conversation, being a part of the conversation, talking Alabama football, having dialogue, having fun. The link for the message board in the description. Definitely jump in there, be a part of that growing as we're trying to grow this community right here with the message board, touchdownalabama.com. Check it out right there. Got to shout out Dr. Darrell Ellis with that $1.99 in the super chats. Appreciate Dr. Ellis there helping us out here on the show. Phone lines open here, 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be heard. That's $19.99, excuse me. $19.99 for Dr. Darrell Ellis, another. So Dr. Darrell Ellis, another with that $19.99 in the super chats. Definitely appreciate him. But 205-448-1358, the number to call in. Let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358 there. Appreciate you guys as you guys are getting your thoughts to call in to the show. But it's a cool topic here, John. It's a lot of awesome things happening in OTAs for a lot of these Alabama players in the NFL. First and foremost, Amari Cooper, who plays for the Cleveland Browns, wide receiver. He was back today catching passes after having a core muscle surgery. So it was good to see Amari Cooper back. Was a 1,000-yard receiver in his first year, 2022, with the Browns. So that was good right there, seeing him. Jamison Williams had a nice toe tap catch in the OTAs for the Detroit Lions today. Now, J-Mo will miss the first 6 games of the season due to violating the NFL's gambling policy, but he's been taken apart here in OTAs, made a nice toe tap catch right there. You've got, Tyreek Hill so high on Jalen Waddle, saying, hey, this guy's not being talked about enough. He's going to have big year, huge year, monster year for us, down there in South Florida. where the Dolphins are concerned. So just a lot of guys are having success here so far in OTAs. When you talk Bama players, in the NFL. You look at also this news right here. According to the University of Alabama football on Instagram, the kickoff times for a few games this upcoming fall have been announced. So the Middle Tennessee State game, which is the first game of the season, played in Bryant-Denny, that kickoff time will be 6:30 p.m. Central, and that will be on SEC Network. So that'll be that game, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, SEC Network, first game of the season. I'm trying to see here. What's that date, John, on that one? I know I think it's September 3rd. September 2nd. Appreciate that, John. So September 2nd, you got Bama, Middle Tennessee State. That's 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Bryant-Denny. SEC Network will have the call on that one. And then on Saturday, September the 9th, September the 16th, thank you, John. Saturday, September the 16th, that's at 2:30 p.m. Central Time on ABC. Alabama will travel to Tampa, Florida, but take on the South Florida Bulls. This is the first time in the Nick Saban era, but Alabama will take on South Florida. So Saturday, September 16th, 2:30 p.m. Central Time, ABC will have the call, Alabama, South Florida. And then on Saturday, November the 18th at 11 a.m., those dreaded morning games. Saturday, November 18th at 11 a.m., SEC Network Plus will have the call on this streaming. Bama, Chattanooga from Bryant-Denny. So, Bama versus Tennessee, Chattanooga, 11 a.m. Central Time, Saturday, November 18th. SEC Network Plus has the call there on that one. So you got 3 games right there already with the network, the time, things set in order here for you, the Bama fans. So continue to set your schedule accordingly, plan ahead here for these games in regards to their kickoff time and television networks. But we're gonna go to our awesome call topic right here, and that would be on Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa. Tyreek is doubling down on his praise here to Tua in terms of saying, "Hey, we got one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. We know we're gonna keep him healthy. We got the guru of an offensive guy in Mike McDaniel. We're going to have an offense that will not be able to be stopped." Like last year, Tyreek was pumping up Tua big time on his podcast. And for a good reason, because much of what Tyreek said was correct. We saw the accuracy for Tua Tagovailoa. We saw the big playmaking ability. You know, before the concussions came in, we're looking at a guy that 3,548 passing yards, 25 touchdown passes, was starting to get into conversations for NFL MVP. He did lead the league in passer rating, 105.5. I mean, he did outduel Lamar Jackson last season. 469 passing yards, a career high, 6 touchdown passes. What a game that was. Tua did beat some of the better quarterbacks in the AFC. So, and the Dolphins are working tirelessly to make sure, and he's working tirelessly as well, to make sure that he does not sustain the injuries in the coming fall. So it'll be fun to watch more Tua to Tyreek, and Tua to Jalen Waddle, Tua to Devon A-Chain, the latest draft pick, young man out of Texas A&M, Tua to Raheem Mostert, and everybody else that Miami has acquired here, whether it was in the draft or in free agency. But we take a break here, folks, on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we tidy up loose ends by looking at one Mac Jones. It seems like the union between Mac and Bill O'Brien is already working smoothly here for the Patriots. We get into why I feel that way after this.
Touchdown Alabama magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
I'm Malachi Moore. You're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
All right, people, we're rocking and rolling right in here with you to the action on Wednesday, Hump Day, number one form for your Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got my man John Ivory in the production studio right here. Continue tapping that like button. Give us that thumbs up, liking the show right there, hitting that subscribe button as well, sharing the show to everybody that you know, making this your spot here, your platform for all things Bama football. But John, we get into now, final topic of the conversation, 12 likes away from that 75. Continue hitting that like button. Continue tapping that like button. Give us that thumbs up here on the show. We gratefully appreciate that. But final topic here of conversation, gentlemen. Look at now, Mac Jones, Bama in the NFL. Jones trying to have a bounce-back year after a strong rookie season in 2021. This past season, not what he wanted, and a lot of that was not on him. You had two defensive guys calling the offense with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. Not a recipe for success by any means of the imagination. You know, Mac was obviously frustrated quite a bit, a season ago, but Bill Belichick brings Bill O'Brien back. Offensive mind, offensive guy, a guy that Mac helped him with learning the Alabama offense prior to him pursuing the 2021 NFL draft and being taken number 15 overall. So it looks like the union so far of Mac Jones and Bill O'Brien is working smoothly. And the reason why I say that is today in OTAs for the Patriots, according to several Patriot insiders, Mac was 14 for 14. Perfect completion percentage, did not turn the ball over, was firing darts out there. He was 11 on 11. It was a perfect 11 of 11 in the 11 on 11 drills, and then he was a perfect 3 for 3 on the 7 on 7. So, Mac had a perfect day out there throwing the football. And, he mentioned to reporters that Bill O'Brien has everybody on the same page offensively. Everybody feels comfortable in what they're doing. They're confident in what they're doing. They understand what they're doing. They know what they're doing out there. And this is what you want to see, especially after, once again last year, it felt like nobody knew what they were doing at all. So for this union between Mac and O'Brien, already starting to have a feel for each other, already working smoothly, this is good news. This is sound news. This is the news that you want to see here for the New England Patriots, because Mac is trying to prove that I'm still at that level I was my rookie season, if not better. Mac's rookie year, remember, 3,810 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, set rookie franchise records in both areas, took the Patriots to the playoffs at 10-7, got an invitation to the Pro Bowl as an alternate and played in that Pro Bowl and helped the AFC get a 41-35 win over the NFC. And when he made the NFL's top 100 players list, and this was after his rookie season, this was during his rookie year. So you don't just drop off the face of the earth like that between your rookie year and your sophomore year unless there was just several problems that was going on with the team, and there were several problems that were going on with the team, primarily you having two defensive guys coaching offense, which I will never in life understand why that was happening, why that was going on, but I digress from that. Good to see Bill O'Brien, Mac Jones working together, everybody on the same page, things flowing smoothly in OTAs here for the New England Patriots. But as always, people, you want the best in news, notes, information, material here on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. Now, you download the app from the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store. If you got the Android phone for your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, we'll not be back on Friday. We'll be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. So we'll be back Monday, continuing that Alabama football conversation. As always, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. I have those sent to your door. That link will be found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join, become a member and or a subscriber today. That link found in the description also. But folks, as always, gotta give a shout out to you, the incredible fans of Bama football, for all the love, the likes, the super chats, the chatting, the conversations you make in this your show, your network platform, channel space to talk all things Bama football. Remember, you're trying to be a part of the conversation. You want to help us grow this message board. Definitely jump into the message board, get a conversation going, get a dialogue started on what you want to talk about, what you want to discuss in terms of Bama football. That link there is in the description. Gotta shout out my man John Ivor in the production studio, handling his thing there from behind the scenes. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing too. Not be bored there. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.